Okay, we're approaching the mental plane on two different levels today. We're approaching the mental plane of the astral tree, it's the sun sphere, and also the ground, the kingdom of the mental plane tree. So this is the bottom part of it. So it starts here, the beginning of the mental plane. Um, right, so on the astral plane, um, because the natural place of the astral plane is occupied by the Mercury, Venus, and Moon spheres, they and probably Mercury and Venus have got in a sense more power on in the astral plane proper. So now today, as we go up into the Sun sphere, if we've done our work properly, what I'm kind of expecting to happen is this is going to be like the realm of the architect on the astral plane. And now I'm expecting him to hand over, you know, the architect from the Matrix. He's got this little thing that he's like uses to control the Matrix. This gadget. He's going to hand this over to you, like the keys to the kingdom, like to the Matrix to take over. That's what should happen. Now I'm not going to expect it to happen. Well, that's why I kind of expect it to happen, but I'm not going to go in there like demanding it, sort of thing. I'm going to go in there knowing that, you know, these bunch of parasites have got to be kicked out of their realm, right? And they already know from the last couple of days that I've like incriminated them. He hasn't got a great deal of power because it is in the sun sphere. It's in the astral plane. Like, that's not the real sun, in the sense of the sun. The proper place for the sun is in the mental plane. Now, so if we can connect with this mental plane kingdom sphere, which is here also, we can. This is the real land, the kingdom of the Christ, or the kingdom of God in a sense, because God is Christ is the vicar of God. So when we sit on the right hand of God, in many respects, we'll be sitting on the right hand of like Christ or Shiva or the Buddha, however you want to think of it. And that would correspond to the Mars sphere in many respects, which is a symbol of which is a 5-point star, the meaning of which is God made man, or man in in God in, well, yeah, like Adam, the created living soul. Okay, so it's also the kingdom of the Christ, so it's the land of miracles. Now this is when you start getting contact with that real powerful energy, and it's the beginning of the day, whereas the astral plane is the night. So that's why this architect hasn't really got any proper place. So when you walk in there, he should just give you his keys, or his like little gadget thing, talisman, whatever, so you can control things, and you will just take over this sphere now. That's what should happen. It might not. So I'm going to go. Yeah, to me, it's like going in there. You've got to have good humour. You've still got your prosecutors. If you've still got your prosecutors set up on, he's going to just hand you it because he knows you've already, he hasn't got anything. He can't stand up against you. And on this subject of the astral plane beings not being able to stand up against us physical plane beings, there's a little reference somewhere in the Bible, and it might be in the book of Job, but I think it's probably in the Psalms, one of the Psalms. And I think it says something like, it asks like a question: will you divide up Leviathan for a banquet for the brothers? And the answer is yes. And I associate Leviathan with all this whole triangle, this Mars energy, this guardian of this higher threshold. But it's an astral plane thing, right? And it can seem like very powerful. I associate it with like the worms out of the Dune books, these huge, great big worms. But you have to think of them as the astral plane. Now, they might be really big and really powerful, but what they don't have is physicality. which is what we've got. So when you're very determined and you gird up your loins, so to speak, which is connected with the astral plane, your loins, you can become like a hot knife through butter when it comes to Leviathan. And just where yesterday I found out where he was trying to maneuver me around, and that I got fed up with it. He's playing this game with my knees and stuff, and trying to shove me around and make me into his bitch, and I just got fed up and I thought no, and I just dug my heels in and I just carried on walking where I want to go. And my actual body was like a hot knife going through butter. I became my own sword. And then he couldn't do anything because my physicality is too much of the astral plane is no match for physicalness. We're so much more condensed in a sense than they are, that we can just cut through them. There's nothing they can do about it. We are, in a physical form, we are the connection with the Pluto god or Hades god, and he's the one that has absolute. His word is absolute. That also connects with the base chakra and what it says in there about becoming the lord of speech and a king among men and an adept in all kinds of learning. So yeah, you've learned to connect with your will, dig your heels in, and you can cut up Leviathan, you can cut up the agents and just turn the matrix around, take the keys to the kingdom. And that kingdom would be like the mental plane kingdom, where the real light is, the real sun, and where our natural place is to sit on the right hand of God, because we should have no authority above us. Even on the physical plane, that heart center, it's got the highest God there. So we're on the right hand of God anyway. And there's none of these beings in any of these realms have got any right to hold any sort of authority over us whatsoever. And if they try to, they're in the wrong, and we can bring them down. One of the things that the astral plane beings suffer from is pride. So when you've got rid of your own pride, you kind of outgun them